Good morning, everyone. My name is Roy Gothy. I'm the statewide bicycle pedestrian coordinator for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, and I'd like to welcome you here to the end of the executive bike ride. I want to express my appreciation to everyone, all of our sister agencies, and the advocates who are here to show their support for what we are hoping to accomplish in the next few years and to kind of show that cycling is a part of everyday life. We have a number of speakers here today. We're going to start with Secretary Leslie Richards from PennDOT.
Hi, and good morning to everybody. We just had an awesome morning, and how great it is to begin your day exercising and getting to work at the same time. I'm pleased to be here as part of the executive ride and help kick off Bike to Work Week at the Capitol Complex. Interest in biking continues to grow in Pennsylvania as more people recognize the benefits of incorporating active transportation, biking, and walking into their daily lives. Over the past year, PennDOT achieved some significant goals as part of our efforts to support and encourage cycling throughout the state. We've committed to funding roughly $20 million in bicycle and pedestrian projects through our multimodal grant program. We're working with the Transportation Advisory Committee to review and update PennDOT's bicycle pedestrian policy. And you've already met Roy, PennDOT's new bicycle pedestrian coordinator, who's advocating on behalf of his constituency within PennDOT. The department is developing training and guidance regarding bicycle and pedestrian engineering and design to share with our municipal partners. We plan to update our statewide bicycle and pedestrian master plan, and this spring we will kick off a master planning process for Bicycle PA Route Y, which follows Route 6 across the state's northern tier. It's very exciting, yeah. That's a bike path that will go from Erie all the way across the north along Route 6 to Pike County. And speaking of bicycle routes, we are very pleased to announce PennDOT's updated online Bicycle PA route map. This interactive e-map displays Pennsylvania's bicycle routes and all of the DCNR trails and state parks. Users will also see traffic volumes and speed limits, all designed to improve bicycling, safety, and access in Pennsylvania. Find our new interactive bike route map at penndot.gov. Our message today is that PennDOT and the Commonwealth are committed to being truly multimodal. Through the programs I mentioned today, we are working with all of our partners towards a vibrant transportation future for Pennsylvania. Thank you so much. Enjoy the great weather and get on your bikes.
Our next speaker will be David Maloney from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. Not here? Okay. You should put me.
I'm going to upstage David. I don't know why, but.
I don't know.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with you. My name's Madeline Dean. I'm state representative in Montgomery County. I represent Abington and Upper Dublin. This is the second time I've been a part of this fantastic executive ride, and I have to tell you what fun it is. It's fun because we're getting to do something together on a beautiful day, get exercise, all of the benefits that we know about bicycling, what it offers our community. And in a bigger way, we know that Pennsylvania is actually a leader in motivating communities to become more bicycle friendly. Through Act 89, we have funding for multimodal, as the Secretary just identified. And today in the House, we're going to pass a resolution designating and recognizing this Bike to Work Month and this Bike to Work Week. So I encourage everybody to get out and do what we need to do. Really, there are two things that have to happen. We have to make sure the built environment supports bicycles, but we also have to educate cyclists and motorists that the road is to be shared, is to be enjoyed by everybody. And I think as a parting shot, what I will say is, as I was pedaling along today, I thought of what it takes to have balance on a bicycle. And it reminds me of the budget season we're heading into. You need forward pedaling momentum to have balance. So I hope that we find forward pedaling momentum and balance the budget. Enjoy your bike to work day.
All right, and now David Maloney from the House Pennsylvania House of Representatives.
Wow, what 24 hours, what a difference it makes. I don't think we would have liked yesterday's riding as much as we did today, but yeah, it's really an honor for me to be able to ride and participate in a lot of physical activity that I have done in my whole life, but cycling has been one part of my life that has been fantastic. I look forward to my grandchildren being able to ride in the trails now that I'm initiating them with. And I think we had 5 House members today riding with us. Last year, I think we had 1 senator, I think Senator Hutchinson. It might have been a little too cold for him today. So we'll have to help him out with that one. But in all seriousness, I need to take a little shot at something that I think is really important, and Representative Dean mentioned it, and I believe that's the sharing of the road and how we interact with vehicles, pedestrians, runners. I lived on a bicycle when I was young. It's a part of my growing up, and I think it's something that we need to be able to continue. And hopefully this week, with being aware of motorcyclists and bicycling, maybe we'll see the passing of the Share the Road legislation, which will give us a license plate. And kudos to everybody for being here, and maybe that'll all happen. And thanks again for everything you guys do.
And now I'd like to introduce Secretary Cindy Dunn from the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources.
Hi, very happy to join the men and women of the other agencies, or sister agencies, and the men and women of DCNR in today's ride. Representative Dean's comments really got me thinking. A ride like this really symbolizes what it takes to bring trails and bike opportunities to Pennsylvania. It takes many agencies, it takes local governments. The city of Harrisburg rode with us today. It takes elected officials, and it takes a lot of citizen bicyclists and groups like Recycle Bicycle that provide bicycles for people who need bicycles. It takes that kind of unity and purpose to work together. Pennsylvania is truly a bicycle state. We just finished last year a statewide recreation plan where we interviewed 10,000 Pennsylvanians. And what people ask for more than anything else is trails. They want trails to walk on, walk their dogs on, and to ride their bikes on. And Pennsylvania is truly one of the leaders in bike mileage trails. So we have 11,000 miles of trails in Pennsylvania to ride your bike. So there's really no reason not to get out there, get a bike and ride on a trail or ride along one of our bike paths on the roadways that Secretary Richards talked about. We're pleased to say, too, that the 121 state parks in Pennsylvania offer many opportunities. A great place to learn how to ride. And, you get parked, you've got the facilities there, and you've got paved trails in some cases. And we've got 2.2 million acres of land that belongs to the citizens of Pennsylvania in our state forest system. And the state forest system has miles of dirt roadways and miles of trails that are available for you today. So I really encourage everybody in this Bike to Work week to think about taking on bicycling as a lifestyle and to help make those connections from communities to trails so people can roll out of the garage and onto a trail. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce the Planning Director for the City of Harrisburg, Joffrey Knight.
Wonderful day here. Thank you for everybody for coming out. I get to start my remarks with a great bit of news. Just last week, we found out, and they're not going to be officially announcing this until Wednesday, but that Harrisburg was awarded an honorable mention as a bike-friendly community. So it was the first time that we've ever really done a comprehensive analysis of where we're at and a compilation of our various bike statistics, our advocacy groups. So really it was getting on a bike for the first time and, taking off and riding. So it was a really great thing for us to be given that award, to be given that nomination by the League of American Bicyclists. And it's a testament, especially to the advocacy groups we have here before us, League of Bike South Central PA, Recycle Bicycle, any number of groups that have worked across the state and locally here to make bicycling a success. And part of our infrastructure that we do have here, we got to ride down this morning the 2 miles of the Front Street bike lane. It was a great ride. Drivers respected us. We respected the drivers. So it was a nice, safe and easygoing trip down there. And we really hope to be expanding those facilities and be expanding our outreach as part of our comprehensive plan process that we're currently in the midst of updating. And as a show of how serious we are about making bicycle and pedestrian safety and infrastructure a focus of that plan and a focus of our transportation planning going forward, our transportation element of that document is called mobility and access and not transportation, because it's focused on getting people around the city and people through the city and not just on accommodating vehicles. So that is going to be a huge focus of where we're going in the next 20 years as a city to make sure that pedestrians, bicyclists, and motorists can all share the road and can all access various parts of our city, because it's not just for recreational biking, it's not just for those people that like to commute bike, but it's for those people that have to commute bike. A third of the households in our city don't have vehicles, so they are riding to work on bikes. It's the only way they have access to get to their place of employment. So it's vitally important that we as a city recognize that and make sure that that is a core component of our transportation infrastructure going forward. So thank you again.
All right, before I announce our next speaker, I wanted to note that Secretary McNulty from the Department of Revenue also joined us on our ride this morning. I don't know if she's going to speak, but she certainly is here with us. Our next speaker is the Deputy Secretary Lauren Robinson, Department of Health.
Good morning, everyone. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Department of Health and behalf of Secretary Karen Murphy. I'm really excited to be out here to bike today because I'm not a biker. I am a semi-runner when it's warm and sunny. So I had a lot of trepidation about coming out here today, about falling off the bike, not being able to bike, not being able to do the whole bike ride. I did the whole thing. I didn't fall. But I think it's kind of a testimony to the fact that really almost everyone can bike. And there's something in this for everyone. And I think it's so important to kind of reach out to the folks that we don't always see out on the bike trails or we don't always see biking to work. I also live in Philadelphia, which I don't think I'm ready to bike on the streets of Philadelphia just yet. But it was really nice for me today to see the streets of Harrisburg, to see the communities of Harrisburg, say hello to the folks on the street, and everyone I said hello to said hello back and kind of had a smile on their face. And so it was really encouraging for me, I think, as a maybe new biker, but also to encourage people just to get out, and that the face of what bike riding means is changing, and almost anyone can bike. And I think it's really exciting to get the people of the Commonwealth excited about biking, excited about commuting to work, and excited about taking a step in improving their health. So we've heard a lot about how the different agencies and the elected officials and different communities are coming together to really celebrate biking and how important it is. But I also want us to really remember how great it is for your health. So I really encourage people to get involved, stay supportive. Really excited to be out here today. I plan to bike again, and I hope I can do this again next year. Thanks a lot.
Our final speaker will be Deputy Secretary Chris Dwyer from the Department of Labor and Industry.
Good morning. Secretary Kathy Mandarino sends her greetings and apologies for not being able to be here today. Among our many goals at Labor and Industry, the primary one is to help all those who seek one find a job. Part of having a successful work experience involves removing barriers to employment. Transportation can be a big barrier for some, and biking to work is just one solution to overcoming that barrier. According to various trade publication estimates, the average car commute can cost nearly $9,000 annually for gas and vehicle maintenance. That's a cost of commuting that can make a big difference whether someone can get to work. Efforts such as this event today and PennDOT's bicycle pedestrian policy and interactive route map can only help increase the possibility of biking to work and removing a barrier to employment. As a daily commuter from the Philadelphia area, I ride my bike nearly every day, both to the station near my home and to the office after arriving by train just a few blocks from here. My commute is a good example of combining public transportation with biking for a successful and healthful commute every day. I'm not the only labor and industry employee who bikes to work. Several use their bikes for their entire commute, rain or shine, and once at work, are able to shower and change for their workday with little hassle. That is another benefit and removal of a work barrier that more employers should consider. It's not a lot to ask, but if it's easy to park and lock your bike, shower and change, and safely arrive at your work and home destinations, then biking to work has removed a big barrier to employment for many. So I and the department applaud the efforts of all state agencies represented here today, and thank you for including labor and industry in the executive ride.
This concludes the speakers for today. I'd like to thank everyone who rode with us today. I'd like to thank the media for coming and covering this event. It's important to get the news out about what we're doing inside of Pennsylvania to improve bicycle and pedestrian policy, infrastructure, and access. Thank you all very much.